Hello everyone, welcome to another vlog by yours truly, Avant-Tom. We are going to have a pleasant evening today, talk about something nothing to do with politics or e-drama or what's the word for it? Internet debate, blood sports, none of it. Today I'm going to review the movie that's on everybody's mind, the Snyder Cut. The Justice League Snyder Cut. Okay? Because they came out with a Justice League like a few years ago, and it was garbage, even though I never saw it, but I heard that it was garbage. So I didn't watch it. But the Snyder Cut was just released on HBO Max. I have HBO from my parents, so I'm like, I'm gonna watch the Justice League movie. Because I just finished watching all of Christopher Nolan's movies, and I wanted something else to watch. Let's watch the Snyder Cut. So that's what I did. And I'll tell you what, man, it is 4 motherfucking hours. Okay? 4 hours long. And so it's really like a 2-sitting type thing, right? Like it's two movie experiences. That's how I did it anyway. I watched half one night, and I watched half the next night. And it was just incredible. Well, incredible. No, I actually had some major problems with it. But despite all the problems, I mean, it was fun. And it took its time with stuff. It took its time with some really nice setup shots and cinematography. Like, there was just a lot of nice drone shots and tracking shots and slow motion stuff, and they really took their time with it, let you experience it, and I like that. And that's the sort of thing that you can do with a 4-hour movie, is really take your time with this stuff, because you're still gonna have some time to have the big set piece explosions, to have the big battles. I'm more powerful than you. Well, yeah, but if I team up with him, then we're more powerful than you. It's fun, okay? But it's almost like the action is more rewarding if there's also these long pieces of the film that it really takes its time with it, you know? And then just as you're starting to feel like, okay, it's starting to drag on a little bit, well, that's when you get to your next action set piece. So from that perspective, from pacing, I thought it was really good. You know, like, I really thought the 4 hours contributed to it being able to have its real own kind of unique pacing to it and style, and because it's broken up into parts, you know, and like you don't see that too much. Like Quentin Tarantino breaks his movies up into parts, but you don't see that too much in movies, especially in superhero movies. Like, it felt like it was really, like, it took itself seriously enough to really focus on the story elements and really think about the structure, right? Like, it's not all just like clusterfucks and fucking bitmojis and shit, you know? So that's kind of my general feeling on it. Like, the action was really cool. Like, every fucking action scene that happened, well, almost every single action scene that happened, I'm like, whoa, that's cool. Like, so much of this DC Justice League stuff is like they're really superhumanly fast, right? Like, Wonder Woman is able to block bullets with her gauntlets, or with her, like, wrist guards, right? From machine guns doing this. Because she's super fast, and then it shows her perspective, and she's going, and she can see the bullets going past. And then there's obviously the Flash, who's really fast, you know, he's super fast. Superman, he can be super fast. Like, it's kind of like that Dragon Ball Z thing, where someone powers up a big fucking attack for like 3 episodes, and then they're like, yeah! And they shoot it, and then the guy they're shooting it at just like fucking zips behind him, and he's just floating there like this. And then the guy that shoots the energy ball is like, duh, where is he? And then he just like fucking just boom, flies down and just flies him straight into the ground. You know how that stuff happens in Dragon Ball Z? They charge up the big attack, but then the guy they're shooting it at just dodges it. It's a lot about dodging and then repositioning, and like, it's cool seeing that. And like, Superman is just the fucking goat at that, because he'll fucking super speed dodge, and then he'll be floating up and then fucking zap you with his eyeballs. Which is pretty cool. Obviously, also, you got Aquaman, played by, you know, one of, if not the hottest male celebrity, Jason Momoa, okay, so. I mean, that man does not miss a chance to take his shirt off in this movie either, and I am about it. I am for it, okay? And then you got also the ravishing Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, who does wondrous things. And then you got the Cyborg guy who was really cool. And you got, who else? There's the villain. There's the villain Steppenwolf. Who Steppenwolf is like this general for this dark king known as Dark Side. Like, okay, your name's Dark Side. Real subtle there. And he's like, yes, we will destroy this planet if it costs us everything. And it's just like, okay, that guy's evil, got it. But then Steppenwolf is like his general or like his commander that goes out and actually fucks up worlds looking for the anti-life program or whatever it was. So anyway, I guess I'll just go through, talk about some of the things in the movie that I liked. You know, some of the scenes that I thought that were cool. And I'll get to what I thought was not so great, which was the ending. I thought the ending was kind of bleh. But I'll get to that. Let me briefly go over the stuff that I thought was cool. Okay? So I thought it was cool that Ben Affleck as Batman was like taking it upon himself to really go and try to get a team together. Like, he's going out of his way to like find as many super powered people as possible and get them to join the team so that they can protect Earth. Like, that's the thing. He wants to protect Earth, and he can't do it by himself because, you know, he's just a shitter with no superpowers except for being rich. Wonder Woman's on board. There's a little bit of a sexual tension between Batman and Wonder Woman. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Be interesting to see if Batman and Wonder Woman ever get jiggy. Because, you know, that would be a hot scene. And they're setting it up. Like the thing where they both reach for the mouse at the same time and, ew, sorry. No, I'm sorry. No, it's okay. Just fine. Just do it. It's fine. Hell, I mean, Gal Gadot, don't get me started on her. Beautiful woman. Ben Affleck, you know. I guess Ben Affleck is a attractive man as well, so. Anyway. So Batman is like trying to get Aquaman, but Aquaman's like, no, fuck off. Like, I got a good thing going here in this like fishing village. I go swim around the ocean. Then I come out of the ocean, take my shirt off, go into the bar, get a beer. Maybe two, get to fights, you know, like, I got a good thing going here, man. I use my powers, I got my little thing going, and I don't want to save the world. But obviously Aquaman comes to his senses and joins the Justice League, we all know that. But hey, any excuse for Jason Momoa to take his shirt off, right? And then there's the whole story with Cyborg, which apparently this wasn't in the original version, which I didn't see. Where, like, Cyborg was a playing football in high school. And then his dad was absent in his life because his dad is like a top fucking CIA scientist or whatever. And he had like this amazing play in his football game, but his dad missed it. And then they get into a car crash and he's fucked up, he's about to die, but his dad is like, I can use alien technology to bring you back to life and make you a god. So he does that, he puts the fucking alien fucking mother box into him. And then now Cyborg, like he can control fucking all fucking codes and networks and shit. Meaning he can just completely disrupt the economy and just move money around if he wants to. Fucking close down bridges or whatever he wants to do. Which is cool. So Cyborg ends up joining up. Then there's the whole scene with the Amazons, which I thought was cool. Because they had a mother box. And basically the mother boxes is there's 3 of them. And if the bad guys get all 3 of them, they can destroy Earth. So you don't want that to happen. But the Steppenwolf is a guy that's going through like this. He's like, I'm Steppenwolf, and Earth will be ours. And then, like, it was a cool scene, like, the whole scene from when they were, like, in the little cavern auditorium thing, and Steppenwolf like teleports in, and all the little flying bug men things are like pew 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 pew, and then it was crazy stuff. And then the one blonde girl who kinda, is she the girl from House of Cards? Maybe I'm thinking of someone else. She like grabs it and runs, and then they have like, they're constantly running, trying to escape Steppenwolf with the mother box, tossing it from one person to the other, you know, using their whips to fuck Steppenwolf up, but he ends up getting it. Like, that was a cool fucking sequence, man. I saw it, I was like, yeah! And then Steppenwolf comes in and you're like, no! But, you know, it's just setting up for the ending when they fucking save the Earth at the last possible minute. So that was cool. What else was cool? Oh my god, the underwater scene where Aquaman fights Steppenwolf because they're going for the Atlantis mother box. Oh my god, you always think they're about to beat him, but then Steppenwolf is too strong. And like, yeah, that was just, it's so cool the way also they can like push water out and like make bubbles. So like he did that to make it so that Steppenwolf wasn't floating anymore, and then he fell down. Like, cool uses of powers like that. And I guess the one chick was like literally sucking all of the water and blood out of his face, which was pretty cool. And it's just a cool fucking fight scene, man. Like, it's cool how they find creative ways to use the powers and put them in these creative situations where there's different like environmental effects, and you see how the powers interact with that, and how the superheroes decide to use those powers. You know, those are the things that I think the movie does really well at in terms of the action. You always understand what's going on and like the physics of it and like the mechanics of what's happening. There was the scene. Oh my god, the scene where they're breaking into Steppenwolf's lair, I thought was so cool. The way Batman had to like shoot like a bunch of bullets into the dome and just fly through when it's still all smoke and just take it on faith that it's not going to heal before it goes in. Batman's all about faith in this movie. And now that I'm talking about it here, that was like an example of that. That was like a visual recreation of Batman's like faith in having faith, which is when he shoots the dome and it's going to heal back, but he knows if he shoots enough, he'll be able to fly straight through the smoke and then destroy the tower, which disables the whole dome. And then, of course, the other Justice League people were able to come in, and Batman's on his Batmobile, and fucking Aquaman is like doing whatever. Flash can obviously run and keep up, and they're all just like going down the highway. Like, that's cool. That was a cool scene. What wasn't as good for me was the way they ended up killing Steppenwolf, because also during this whole time they revived Superman because he died in the last movie, Batman vs Superman. And they revived Superman using the Mother Box because they know they need him to defeat Steppenwolf. They need all the help they can get. And Superman is like clearly more powerful than all the other superheroes, except for maybe Wonder Woman. But like, he's definitely more powerful than all the other superheroes. So like, they need him. But he comes back and he doesn't know who he is, and he starts trying to kill them. Oh, that was also a cool scene. Like, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Flash are trying to subdue, and Batman are trying to subdue, like, the newly revived Superman. That was actually a really cool fucking scene right there. And I really like the thing where Flash is, like, running, and Superman sees him. Because normally Flash goes super fast, no one can see him. Superman sees Flash and then just fucking, like, whatever it was, elbows him. And it's just like, yeah, I can go fast too, bitch. In addition to being... So then Flash is defenseless because he can't escape. And Superman is so much more powerful. But then the thing is, at the ending fight scene, like, they couldn't beat Steppenwolf. Even when they're all teamed up, they have their Justice League thing going. They got a few hits on Steppenwolf, but they couldn't actually beat him. And then the thing that ends up happening is Superman flies in at the last minute and just absolutely wrecks him. And just destroys Steppenwolf. And like, Superman just single-handedly is like, oh, Steppenwolf, you're a fucking, just fucking dead. Just like, with the flick of his finger. So it kind of made the whole plot about, oh, we need to form the Justice League to protect Earth. It made it less impactful for me, because at the end of the day, it wasn't about creating an amazing Justice League. It was just about reviving Superman and getting him back on your side. Because he was the only one that mattered at the end of it. I mean, Flash turned back time. Like, I guess you could say they each had their own little thing that they contributed to it, but now that they're Superman's just so much clearly more powerful than the rest of them that he can do everything by himself, and that's exactly what he did in this movie. So that was my problem with it. It's kind of like, oh, Superman comes in and just kills Steppenwolf by himself. And the thing is, it didn't have to be that way. When Superman came in, like, Superman and Steppenwolf can be close to even, right? And like, it's a hard fight, even for Superman. But then, you know, the other Justice League people are able to come in and like help, you know? And like, he can't fight. Like, maybe Superman is almost strong enough to beat Steppenwolf by himself, but not quite strong enough. But if everybody else is helping, then they're able to beat Steppenwolf. Like, that's how it should have been. But the way they did it in the movie was like, everybody without Superman could not even really hold off Steppenwolf. But then Superman by himself utterly destroys him. So the whole Justice League thing isn't as important as, oh, well, we got Superman, and Superman is OP as shit. So, it was kind of like, not really a huge fan of that. And then there's like a few epilogue scenes, like notably the one with Jared Leto Joker, and he's like, like he laughs like that. I'm just like, okay, whatever. I guess it's like a taunting laugh. But, you know, it was cool. I mean, Batman said that his dreams are not dreams, they're premonitions. So that could all be stuff that will happen in the future, in future Justice League installments. Not sure who's going to direct it, because apparently Zack Snyder doesn't want to. But you know what? So what? Zack Snyder got to do his fucking Justice League, cut it the way he wanted to, not have any of that bullshit Joss Whedon nonsense in there, and have the Zack Snyder cut, which is a 4-hour epic fucking thing that's absolutely what he wanted to make, with no fucking grubby executive producers saying, oh no, take this out, change that, too much blood, blah blah blah. That's another thing. This movie It's like the first superhero movie I've seen, aside from like the really edgy ones like Watchmen and like Logan, was it? Um, that actually had blood, and like there was a few times where like, oh shit, that guy got his arm cut off and he's fucking bleeding all over the place. Like, you know, that kind of stuff makes it feel a little bit more real, makes it feel a little bit more exciting, and like there's actually risk going on. Instead of somebody just like getting smashed into the ground at 1,000 miles per hour, and he's like, ah, and then he just gets up and starts fighting again. Like, no, and this, if someone throws you up against a rock, your head hits it, your fucking head cracks against the rock, bloody, and you're fucking out of it. So yeah, fun movie overall. The ending was not great, but still, like, I recommend you watch this if you have HBO. Maybe get HBO from someone else, or fucking get the free trial. I don't know if there's a free trial or whatever. Watch it, you know, it's fun. It's a cool experience, okay? Maybe I only liked it because I was stoned the whole time. Hey guys, one thing I noticed that I forgot to mention while I was editing this is this little backstory that you get from Wonder Woman when she's talking to Batman in the Bat Lair. And she's talking about how, like, thousands of years ago, these same people, Darkseid's people, came to Earth, tried to take over it, but, like, all the different tribes and the Atlanteans and the gods all teamed up and were able to fight back and defeat them thousands of years ago. And it's cool because, like, they incorporate some actual Greek mythology into it. Now, granted, they don't go into anything very detailed or specific, but, like, Zeus is there throwing lightning bolts, you know? And, like, that was one of the main ways that they actually did, like, DPS damage to the invaders thousands of years ago, was literally Zeus throwing lightning bolts at him. Plus, you know, the Atlanteans and the Green Lanterns, whatever, all working together, you know, putting aside their differences for the greater good to defend Earth. And it's cool because Bruce Wayne, Batman, was inspired by that. And he wanted to, you know, follow in their footsteps. And, you know, I just think it's kind of cool how they, like, incorporate real mythology into the canon of where these people get their powers. Like, you know, maybe the gods, like, you know, Zeus and Ares and shit, in Greek mythology were actually real people, and they were just super powered people like we have in the Justice League. And this is something that that one guy who reviews movies, who also stands in front of a red background, but whose name I forget right now, mentioned, and I agree with, which is that the superheroes in the Justice League are the modern day gods, like Superman, right? And Batman, well, he has all this technology, but I mean, technology makes you powerful. But definitely Wonder Woman, the Flash, and Cyborg, like, these are modern day gods in the same way that, like, Zeus and Ares and Poseidon and Athena were gods in the ancient Greek times. And I just think that's a cool way to contextualize what you're seeing here in this movie when you're seeing these super powered individuals fight each other. That these are actually gods, you know, fighting for the fate of humanity, for the fate of Earth, right? And I don't know, I just think that makes everything seem a lot more cool, a lot more grand, and it provides a little bit of color and just texture to the world and the lore behind it, and it makes it feel a little bit more real. And, like, I think it's cool, you know, all of that comes from just one little short scene where Wonder Woman is giving some backstory exposition into something that happened thousands of years ago. But it changes the way that you look at the movie, the way you think about it. So I thought that was pretty cool. That was the only other thing I wanted to say. I might as well throw in there. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Booyakasha! Peace out, guys.